The John Wick movies redefined Hollywood action with their fantastic gun-fu choreography and unique blend of styles and influences. It's a truly original action movie franchise that found massive success in the era of IP-driven blockbusters. John Wick, the character, played by the one and only Keanu Reeves,
You're breathtaking!
became more than the world's deadliest assassin, more than a man who wants revenge for his dead dog. He became a legend.
John Wick, the man, the myth, the legend.
But why? How do you make a modern myth? What's the secret recipe that makes these movies work?
We always knew we were going to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a movie.
There were others that kept trying to talk us out of it, but we're like, no, we got to kill the...
You gotta, where's the movie?
Yeah, we didn't have a movie without the puppy.
Do you know how long it takes before John Wick kills someone in the first movie? 29 minutes. For comparison, John's first kill in Chapter 2 is 5 minutes in. For Chapter 3, it's 8 minutes, and Chapter 4 sets the record at 3 minutes. I've watched the original with people who've called the first 30 minutes boring, and that made it pretty easy to cut them out of my life forever. To be fair, even the filmmakers think that they got carried away with the dramatic stuff at the beginning of John Wick.
Dave and I were so nervous that they're only going to see us as stunt guys. We can't focus on the action. We have to focus about the acting and the emotion and the pain that this man is suffering. So we spent 9 days of a very small budget, very small schedule movie of Keanu moping around, of Keanu cleaning out the closet and packing his wife's clothes up and sitting there staring into the darkness and the abyss.
I remember like on day 3, Keanu didn't say a word for 3 days. And the footage was like mind-numbingly boring. And it was endless.
I stand by John Wick's slow burn opening. Much like Daredevil's iconic hallway scene that we looked at in my last video, please watch it, like and subscribe, my future is in your hands, the beginning plays a huge part in setting the stage for what's to come.
Mind-numbingly boring.
The movie opens with John as a grieving widower. Every moment of his daily routine is a reminder of what he's lost. The emptiness of his home, matching the hole in his heart.
You hear that speech? That's some Oscar shit right there.
Mind-numbingly boring.
Dead wives are nothing new for action movies. You can do Happy Beach Memory, Peaceful Bed Sheets Memory, that's a good one, or my personal favorite, Have a Good Day at Work, Honey. If you want audiences to care about your main character's man pain, you gotta push the envelope a little.
It is one of the most famous principles in Hollywood is you never kill a dog. As soon as a dog is killed, you almost always are losing a big chunk of the audience.
Aww. Killing the puppy is shockingly effective for a couple of reasons. One, forming a strong emotional connection is a million times easier with a cute puppy than a fictional character.
I've only had Arlo for a day and a half, but if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
In John Wick's case, it's also about what the puppy represents.
When Ellen died, I lost everything. Until that dog arrived on my doorstep. A final gift from my wife. In that moment, I received some semblance of hope. An opportunity to grieve unalone. And your son took that from me.
Killing the puppy works because it makes you deeply understand his desire for revenge.
They give you these little questionnaires to fill out. And the first question was like, do you think the killing of the dog justifies all this death? Then we divided up by demographics. And I remember the men were only on board at about 60%. But like 98% of the women were like, kill them all. Because they knew it was not about a dog.
Of the 30 minutes before John Wick gets his first kill, a little over half goes to establishing his grief, giving him a semblance of hope, and then brutally taking that hope away. The rest of that time is all about why that was the dumbest thing anyone could possibly do.
I heard you struck my son.
Yes, sir, I did.
May I ask why?
Yeah, well, because he stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog.
the greatest performance ever in a movie where someone says,
"Oh."
A big step towards building the myth of John Wick is just how much everyone craps their pants when they find out someone killed his dog. From the life being drained from Aurelio's face to the single most understated yet devastating
"Oh."
The gravity of the situation is palpable. This culminates in Viggo explaining John Wick's backstory as a retired deadly assassin, all while John descends, literally and figuratively, back into the hell he thought he buried.
That's some Oscar shit right there.
There's really no other word for it except hype. It is very exciting and deeply silly at the same time. Everyone involved understands that you have to be a little tongue-in-cheek with something like this.
I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar. With a pencil. With a fucking pencil.
If there is one blemish on one of the franchise's most iconic and foundational moments, it's the name that Viggo and his people have for John Wick.
We called him Baba Yaga.
I'm from Eastern Europe, so that actually means something to me. Baba Yaga is like an old hag or witch from Slavic folklore. So whenever I hear them call John Wick that, I picture this.
We called him Baba Yaga. The boogeyman?
Nope, not the same thing.
Baba Yaga.
Baba literally means grandma. Stop it.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking
Baba Yaga.
on this motherfucking
John Wick.
So far, we've been told how dangerous and legendary John Wick is. But all that talk doesn't mean anything if the action can't back it up.
Wick is kind of the guy that's gonna grab you.
If I got your collar,
Yeah, you got
it was over.
Yeah, he got you.
It was over.
But that's the vibe
It
we
was
wanted.
over.
First-time directors Chad Stahelski and David Leitch's entire background is action and stunt work. They had the idea for Gun Fu, John Wick's signature blend of martial arts and close-quarters gunfights, for a while. Using airsoft and plug guns allowed them to safely close the distance on the guns being fired, and the reality of low-budget filmmaking pushed them to go for longer takes, shot wide, since they couldn't really afford more coverage. The end result is some of the best action sequences you ever see. The creativity, clarity, and precision is incredible, and getting so up close and personal with the action gives it a lot more impact. The so-called toolbox approach to Keanu Reeves' training was also a major factor. Instead of preparing for specific choreography, Reeves trained and developed a move set of fighting and shooting for John Wick.
We built a giant toolbox for him that at any moment we can pull out tools from and plug and play.
Secondary. I built the training very similar to the way we do choreography. I would put a dummy round in the mag, so he would have to correct a malfunction. So I would create problems in the middle of this that he would have to solve.
This flexibility allowed for action scenes to be adjusted on the day of filming. If anyone has a cool new idea, they can just do it on the spot, rather than abiding by choreography that's been locked in for weeks or months. The original movie does a great job of telling us that John Wick is the most dangerous man alive, but it does an even better job of showing us. That doesn't mean we're done building the myth of John Wick.
We've all tried to do in John Wick is link John Wick to everybody in the movie, so he's always got a relationship, so no one's a throwaway. And I think that's why John's so beloved, even though he's an assassin.
You working again?
No, just sorting some stuff out.
Everyone in this world, apart from a few select idiots, seems to know who John Wick is. More often than not, they're even old friends or acquaintances. And almost always, there's a feeling of respect.
Hello, Winston. Jonathan.
Or sometimes, fear.
Hello, Francis. Mr. Vic. The typical deal. 20 килограммов. Да, впечатляет. Are you here on business, sir? Afraid so, Francis. Why don't you take the night off? Thank you, sir.
This goes a long way to establish John's presence and reputation. There are many memorable little moments like this, but one of my favorites is a short scene with the bartender Addie.
Jonathan.
Hey, Addie.
Oh my God. How long has it been? 4 years?
They only share a few lines, but it just seems like there's so much history between them. It's such a tiny character moment, and yet it does so much for world building.
Hey, I'm sorry to hear about you.
Thanks.
I've never seen you like this.
Like what?
Vulnerable.
And yeah, that's the main reason why I really like Addie. The world building. We've now entered the elaborate, exclusive underworld of deadly assassins and shadowy power brokers, where the price of entry and service is paid in gold. Whether it's a cleanup crew for all the dead bodies you've left behind, a room in a hotel that's guaranteed to be safe, neutral ground, or access to the swanky assassin nightclub, these gold coins will get it for you. It's a fascinating setting that the franchise gradually expands upon, and it always feels like a tantalizing peek behind the curtain of a dangerous, forbidden world. In John Wick Chapter 2, we find out that there's a Continental hotel in seemingly every country, as John visits the one in Rome while on business. That's where we get one of my all-time favorite jokes.
I fail to recall the last time you were in Rome. And here I'd heard you had retired.
I had.
Then humor me with but one question. Sei qui per il Santo Padre?
The fact that this joke lands is a testament to how well the myth of John Wick is established by the second movie. After all, why else would the deadliest assassin in the world come out of retirement and go to Rome? He must be here for the Pope.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. J.D. Vance got him first. If there's one other element behind the myth, it's the man himself, Keanu Reeves. John Wick arrived at a time where Reeves' career was in a bit of a downturn. A decade after his career-defining role in the Matrix movies, he was on a streak of projects that were critical or commercial disappointments.
The narrative that Keanu Reeves is an action star just evaporated.
This was the perfect role for the man, and he made it his own. His relentless work ethic, the confident, focused physicality of his performance, and his undeniable screen presence bring this iconic character to life. John Wick helped launch him back into the spotlight, and it's more than well deserved. Everyone loves a comeback story.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
For this video, I often refer to the documentary Wick is Pain, which goes into the making of the films, the first one especially, and the stories of the people who made them. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel.